Well, it didn't take AP long to announce the starting quarterback for our Las Vegas Raiders this
I'm going
season.
to go ahead and start off. Gardner Minshew is going to be the starting quarterback the 2024 season. Myself, Telesco, and Luke Getzey discussed it this morning. A lot of things went into it. It wasn't based off of last night. There's a lot of factors. So we feel like Gardner gives us the best opportunity to get off to a fast start, and that's what we're going with. We support him. Our team's behind it, our staff's behind it, our organization's behind it.
So it looks like, according to AP, Telesco and himself made this decision not only because of yesterday's game, but throughout the whole offseason, which to me is kind of surprising. I thought that they would have went with the younger quarterback in Aiden O'Connell, because that's the guy that AP groomed last season. But I guess things change and they see something that we don't see, because they get to deal with these two quarterbacks every single day. I just talked about this yesterday, or in the video that I dropped, the last video I dropped. I thought that AOC should have got the role, because there wasn't really that much of a difference between the two quarterbacks. I didn't really hate Gardner Minshew or AOC, but I felt like after yesterday's game, I would have leaned towards AOC. But personally, throughout the whole offseason, when I've talked about the subject, whether on podcasts or on shows, I wanted to have Gardner Minshew be the starting quarterback, because I just felt like he offered a little bit more than AOC, but I just thought that the coaching staff wasn't going to go in that direction. I would have just thought that they would have just thrown AOC out there, and if things don't work out, then throw Minshew in there. But one really important thing that I've noted, that AP has talked about in yesterday's game, and even in a little bit in this press conference, was the fact that he wants to start off the season strong and start off the season fast. And I guess Minshew provides that for this team. Now, another main reason why I guess AP went in the direction of starting Gardner Minshew was the fact that he gives this team the best opportunity to win. Whether you agree with that or not, I guess we just all got to trust AP on this. Even though I wasn't really impressed with what I seen from Gardner Minshew yesterday, or even AOC, I also said that it was just preseason. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm sold on him, but it's going to be interesting come week 1 in LA when we have all our weapons here. We're going to have Brock Bowers. We're going to have Devontae Adams out there. We're going to have this whole starting unit out there. It's going to be really interesting to see how this team is going to respond with Gardner Minshew being the official number one quarterback. How's Devontae Adams going to respond? That's one big thing that I'm kind of worried about, because we've seen in the Receivers documentary on Netflix, he was really frustrated with the play of Jimmy Garoppolo, especially because Jimmy Garoppolo was, I would say, really inconsistent and not really accurate with a lot of the balls that he was throwing to Devontae. Gardner Minshew did have some plays where he just didn't look good. Overthrew some receivers, underthrew some receivers. Heck, that Trey Tucker bomb could have been a touchdown if he led him just a little bit more. But like I said, I'm not going to nitpick too much on the preseason. We'll see how it looks once all the starters are on the field, because that's a whole different environment. And like AP said, Gardner Minshew has that experience starting as a quarterback in the league, and he's played in the league for plenty of years for many different teams, and we've seen a little bit of him last year for the coach. He just did enough to get that team to beat us on New Year's Eve. But hopefully Gardner Minshew can go out there, show out, and shed a lot of us doubters out there that don't really trust in him or have any confidence in him as the starting quarterback for this team. Now that the Raiders have already figured out who their quarterback is going to be moving forward, it looks like reports came out that the Raiders are not going to be playing any starters in next week's game against the San Francisco 49ers, which I guess is okay. We don't really need to see much more out of these guys. We'll just see who's going to be fighting for a spot. AP was also asked on how Aiden O'Connell took the news after things were announced. I'm pretty sure they told him before they announced anything, and he said that AOC took it like a professional.
First and foremost, man, those two gentlemen are professionals. The way they've handled this competition has really resonated throughout our building, especially our staff and our team. They've cheered each other on. They've been good teammates. They brought out the best version of each other in practices, and I think in the games. They both took it on the chin like a champ. And I told them, just both be ready. We saw in the National Football League, you never know. But Aiden is a young player that has a tremendous upside that I think will still be a starter here in this league. Excuse me, I think will be a starter at some point in this league, if it's this year or next year, but he will play in games. And I think, Gardner's done a good job of kind of like, being that older presence because he's played, a couple years in the league and he's been through some adversity. So that's been good for Aiden.
He's still a young quarterback, and this doesn't mean that he's not going to play at all this season. We're just hoping it doesn't come down to that where we have to switch quarterbacks off. But if the time does come where we have to call up Aiden O'Connell, I'm sure he'll be ready, whether it's this season or next season. I'm just hoping it's not this season, and I hope we're riding on the high all season long with Gardner Minshew, if that's the decision that they're making. But it's good to hear that Aiden O'Connell is taking it like a pro. I mean, what else can he do out there? Stay home and not support the team on the road? You know what I mean? I'm just joking. Overall, like I said before, I was really surprised by this decision by AP and the team to start Gardner Minshew, but I'm going to put all my trust in AP this season. That's the coach that we all wanted. Raider Nation wanted him as the head coach, so let's just sit back and hopefully let him cook. Let's not make the preseason bring our hopes down, because I still feel like we can have a special season. And I mean, how can you not support a quarterback that could hype you up like this?
What's that, 1-5? Lean back, body whack. Give a dog a bone. The Raiders, go protect their own. Yeah. Trust yourself. Trust each other. Let's go win, baby. Yes, sir. 1, 2, 3, win.
Wait, what the hell are you talking about?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what the hell be going on in his mind, but one thing's for sure. Gardner Minshew is a character. He's a guy that gets along with everybody. And if we could get more gems like that while we're winning throughout the season, then hey, I'm all for it. But Raider Nation, of course, I need to ask you guys, what do you guys think about this news? Gardner Minshew is going to be our quarterback moving into the regular season. Was it the right decision by AP? Are you guys excited, or are you guys still worried about this team moving forward? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. With that being said, until the next video, this is your boy Simone Raider and your boys. Yeah.